So there's many reasons to open a no trump with a 5-card major. But a lot of players then say to me, well, if we open one no trump with a 5-card major and partner uses Stayman, how do they know whether we've got 5 cards in the major when we respond to it, or simply 4? Well, there's a simple version of Stayman, but today I'm actually going to give you the slightly more complicated version of Stayman. And a number of you, I'm sure, have received the notes on Stayman with a 5-card major. And today I'm going to give you 4 hands to demonstrate how Stayman with a 5-card major works. So if South opens one no trump and we were sitting looking at that North hand, obviously game is of interest to you. Partners open one no trump and you've got a 4-card major here in hearts. Now, if you bid 2 clubs, simple Stayman, and partner bids hearts, you found your fit. But even playing 5 cards Stayman, we can actually uncover whether we've got a fit in hearts, a 4-4 fit that is, or even a 5-3 fit in spades. So the way 5-card Stayman works is as follows. If you respond to clubs, the one no trump bidder's first point of call is to tell you whether they have a 5-card major or not. Now, they will get to the ownership of a 4-card major slightly later on the hand. But in this instance, we bid 2 clubs, saying, partner, do you have a 5-card major? And partner, if they do, they bid the major. Now, they can also split the hand into a minimum range and a maximum range. So this 2-spade bid, because it's at the 2 level, would be consistent with saying, partner, I've got a minimum one no trump opening with a 5-card spade suit. If South didn't have a 5-card major, but had a 4-card major, or not even a 4-card major, their bid with a minimum hand would be 2 diamonds. We'll cover these hands as we go along. But in this instance, it says, partner, I've got a 5-card major and I've got a minimum hand. Well, that's wonderful news because you've got 3-card support. And it means that our partnership now has comfortable values to get to game. Imagine if the auction had gone 1 spade from South and you were looking at that North hand. That North hand it's a minimal hand, meaning it's 6 to 9. It would probably end up bidding 2 spades. Now, the South hand may choose not to bid on over a 2-spade response. They may choose not even to try for game. So in this instance, the 5-card major opening on the South hand has allowed South to give a point range of 15 to 17, and North with 9 points and a doubleton with 3-card support for the 5-card major easily raises to game. Okay, let's have a look at the play. West leads the king of clubs. Now, Rhonda's saying I'm breaking up. Okay, there's nothing I can do about breaking up, but breaking up is hard to do, as you all know. Hang in there, everyone. West leads the king of clubs, and how would you plan to play this hand? Well, I'm sitting here looking at 2 club losers in dummy, and I think that one of the clubs can be trumped in dummy, and the opponents are going to get in and be able to cash a trump now or later. So how about I keep the communication lines open? I can send through some notes on 5-card Stayman after this, Vicky. If anyone would like that, I will attach it to the video of the lesson afterwards. I'll attach the 5-card notes for Stayman with that. So on this particular hand, I think it's a good idea at trick 1 to duck the club. There we go. Now, the opponents, the East has played the 2 of clubs, which is an encouraging card for West, but West is probably not sure whether that means they've got the Jack or they've got the Ace of clubs. So West, looking at the short trumps in dummy and the shortage in clubs, decides that either way, it's probably not a good idea to continue clubs. So West decides to attack the heart suit. Okay, what's your plan now? Well, if you don't play diamonds early, what's going to happen is that the opponents will eventually be able to set up a heart trick. So I think it's important to win this heart, but win it in hand with the ace, so that we can keep the king of hearts as an entry to our diamonds. And before we touch trumps to actually start playing our diamond suit. So that's my plan. The plan is win the ace of hearts in hand, and then immediately play the king of diamonds. Joe's asked a question. On the previous hand, when you do decide to open one no trump with a 5-card major, the other day we opened 15 to 17 points, 1 spade. I'm not sure that we would have done that. It would have depended whether our shape was 5, 3, 3, 2, Joe. So I'm talking about specifically a 5-card major with a 3, 3, 2 shape outside. If you've got a 4-card suit with your 5-card major, that's not a 1 no trump opening bid. And I think I remember the hand. The hand had a 5, 4, 2, 2. Yep, as Debbie said, the shape was different. It was a 5, 4, 2, 2 with about 15 points. So here, we now play the king of diamonds with the aim of setting up those long diamond tricks. East wins and now continues to attack the hearts, which look like an issue for declarer. And now declarer, you've set up the diamonds. You can easily now cash the 10 of diamonds and cross over to the king of trumps in order to discard the heart losers. So that's our plan. Our plan is to play a diamond to the 10, which is high, then take a top spade. 2 trumps have gone, 3 to go. Then play a second round of spades to the king, which leaves the queen of spades outstanding against you and high. And now you can play the queen of diamonds. East trumps in early, but south discards the 8 of hearts. And then East plays a heart, gets trumped in, and everything's pretty easy from here on in. I think you can simply, with no trumps left outstanding, East is trumped in with the queen. You can easily now play ace of clubs and trump a club in dummy, but you've got a whole load of tricks. So if you look at the hand as a whole, you can see what would have happened had you won the ace of hearts and immediately played 2 rounds of spades. Well, if you did that, then the opponents, once they got in with the ace of diamonds, could have taken out the 3rd round of trumps in dummy, and dummy would have been left stranded. And after they'd played the king of hearts. So that would have been a dangerous line of play by playing trumps too early. I keep going back to this time and again with hands where you are declarer in a trump contract. It is almost certainly not the right idea to be pulling trumps as soon as you gain the lead. It's normally a great idea to be looking at elsewhere how you can start the side suits going, or perhaps cross-trumping on a hand before you touch trumps. So there you go. And let's watch that today. Let's have a look at how many hands involve drawing trumps immediately. Now, let's have a look at another hand here on how we would respond to partners 1 no trump using 5-card Stayman. So here we are. We've got the south hand. It's got 9 points. North has opened a no trump. And you've got a 4-card major. So you're actually interested in whether partner holds a 4-card major, not so interested in whether partner holds a 5-card major. The other beautiful thing about this type of Stayman is that partner can show you when they respond to the 2-club bid. Partner can show you immediately whether they have a minimum hand or a maximum hand. So if I was to invite on this south hand, and my partner was to show me a minimum, I would be confident that we would be staying out of game on the south hand. You'll find that with Stayman, with 4-card Stayman, and the inability to ask partner about the minimum or the maximum immediately, means that we often find ourselves playing hands at the 3 level, going 1 down when we had the capability of staying at the 2 level. Well, let's see how it pans out. You bid 2 clubs on this hand, 5-card Stayman, asking partner, do you have a 5-card major? And are you minimum or maximum? Well, partner's 2 diamond bid says, I don't have a 5-card major. And I've also got a minimum. Jane's asking, doesn't respond to say the 4-card suit they don't have? No, this is not puppet Stayman, everyone. And puppet Stayman is a system that you would play over a 2 no trump opening, not so much a 1 no trump opening. This is simply 5-card Stayman, where most of the bidding is quite natural. So you bid 2 clubs, partner says minimum no 5-card major. Well, if that's the case, if partner's got a minimum, I've got 9 points. I don't really want to be in game opposite 15. So with this south hand, I want to start now trying to retreat into a part score hand. So this 2-heart bid here says to partner, I know you've got a minimum, so I'm no longer interested in game. I've only got 8 or 9 points, and I've got 4 or 5 cards in hearts. Partner then says either passes with 3 hearts or more, or bids spades or no trumps and tries to find either a fit or lands in 2 no trump without any sort of semblance of a major suit fit. Now you'll find it's actually okay to play some hands in 2 of a major with a 4-3 fit. In fact, they play well. They actually do play very well. And next week on Tuesday, the first lesson I'm giving it after the Monday challenge hands is all about when do you raise responder's 4-card major response with only 3 cards. So it's called opener's 3-card raise. Now I've written a lot of articles on this in a number of bridge magazines. So it's an area of the game I'm quite passionate about. And this is one of those examples where it's possible North could pass 2 hearts on 3 cards in hearts, as long as they had obviously some sort of shortage. Well, what would you do with the North hand here? Well, you've got 4 cards in hearts, so you're pretty happy with partner's 2-heart bid, but you've also still only got a minimum hand and a 4-3-3 shape. Let's stay at the 2 level because partner said, I don't want to be in game. But that becomes the final contract. Let's have a look at the opening lead here. South is our declarer. And they lead the Queen of Diamonds. So what's our plan? Well, our plan is to, if we draw trumps straight away, 3 rounds of trumps, then we're going to find that it's possible an opponent might get on play, and if they happen to have Jack to 4 trumps, they could draw out the trump and suddenly we're playing no trumps. And no trumps doesn't look so good with that spade holding. Does anyone feel that we should be higher than, that we should be in game on these combined hands? Well, with 2 balanced hands, it'll probably not surprise you that you need a full weight of high card points to be able to make game. And this is one of those hands where we only have 24 points, and game looks like it would be dicey, in fact, almost impossible. So let's try though to make 9 tricks if we can in this heart part score, or if the hearts are 4-1, perhaps we might be kept to 8 tricks. So at trick 1, we decide that we're going to win the King of Diamonds in dummy. And before we touch trumps, how about we play a spade in case we need to trump that 3rd round of spades in our hand. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play a low spade from dummy. East wins the 9. And surprise, surprise, they continue diamonds. Well, it looks like West probably has Queen, Jack, 10, another diamond. How do we know that? Because West led the Queen of Diamonds, showing the Jack, and now East played the 9 at their next opportunity, which meant that East doesn't hold the 10, so West must therefore hold Queen, Jack, 10, 4, which means that East has no more diamonds left. That could be an important thing to note. So now what do we do? Well, we're going to try a round of trumps, and we might even try a 2nd round of trumps here. And sure enough, West has Jack and another trump. Do we play another trump now? That's an interesting thought. Well, if we do, simply all we're doing is we're setting up the Jack of Hearts and giving East a chance to gain the lead and perhaps draw out 2 of our trumps. So don't play an extra trump here. Let's continue with a spade, and the opponents will win that. And now we've got a void in spades, and we can always trump our spade loser in our hands. So what does West do next? West continues with a diamond. And then they play a crucial 4th diamond. What would you do? Well, you can't discard. Yeah. If you discard, then East still has 2 trumps sitting over the ace-10. If you trump with the ace of hearts, then East will win both the jack and the 9. So at this point in time, it's important to simply trump with the 10. So that's what we do. East over trumps with the jack. That's okay, they've got 1 trump left. You follow suit. And now East plays the king of spades, which you trump. And now, should we draw the last trump? Well, that might be a little bit dangerous, because if we do that and play a club, the person with the ace of clubs might have all of the hearts. So I'm actually going to play a club next. And East has the ace of clubs. Well, if East now plays a spade, I can trump with the 6 of hearts, cross over to a club, and draw the last trump. If East doesn't have any spades, we'll find out in a moment, or they don't. That's easy. So now I've got the 2 winning clubs. I take out East's last trump, and I enjoy the queen of clubs. And what a hard road, everyone, to 8 tricks. A little bit of proof there that, you know, sometimes when trumps don't break, hands become particularly difficult. And another important thing to note, try not to push too hard for game when partner opens a no trump and you're sitting opposite a 1 no trump opening. I say to players, and I said this in our hand about balanced hands and how to bid, that if my partner opens a no trump and I have 8 points and no 5-card suit, I would not try for game. I would try for game with 8 high card points and a 5-card suit, but my minimum normally for inviting game with a balanced hand opposite a 1 no trump opening is 9 points. Okay, let's move on. Hand 3. Hand 3. Okay, again, how does 5-card Stayman work? Well, on this north hand, you've got a 4-card major and you've got a 3-card major. Now, some players may say, well, we should go straight to 3 no trump on this hand, and there is a case for that. Now, I tend to think there's a case for that when you've got honors in all of your suits. So in this hand, I've got a very weak club suit, and if partner turns out to have poor clubs, jumping to 3 no trump may not be such a great idea. So I think I'm going to use Stayman and find out if we have a fit in one of the majors. Well, the beauty of 5-card Stayman is that it allows partner to show a 5-card major. So partner bids 3 hearts. What does that say? Partner bids 3 hearts. So that says I have a 5-card heart suit, and it says I have a maximum hand. 2 hearts here would be a 5-card heart suit and a minimum hand. Well, that's good. We've got 10 points, so we simply raise 3 hearts to 4 hearts, and that becomes our final contract. Now, we're quite happy not to be playing this hand in 3 no trump, especially knowing that partner has a 5-card major. So how would the play go from here? Well, let's see what the opening lead is. Opening lead's the jack of diamonds. Now, the heart suit. How do you normally manage a trump suit like this? Well, you normally manage a trump suit with the ace, king, jack, where you have what we call a 10 ace. That is a finessable position, and you keep that intact. If you have both the ace, king, missing the queen, and you also hold the jack, you should, once you win the lead, you should take the top card opposite the 10 ace. But first of all, we have to decide where do we win this trick. Okay, so we decide that we're going to win this trick in our hand because we want to keep entries to dummy in case we can set up the 4th spade trick in hand. So we win the ace of diamonds, and then we follow on with our principle of always take the top card opposite the 10 ace. Well, the 10 ace, which is the finessable position in hearts here, is the king jack. So we're going to play a low heart across to the ace. The queen popped up. Well, that's quite revealing, isn't it? That means that East almost certainly holds 10 4 times in hearts. Susan asked something about super accept. No, super accepts occur when partner transfers, not not Stayman. So just remember that there's a difference, but with super accepts, it's only after partner uses a transfer, not when they use Stayman. So we play a heart to the ace, and we continue on now by finessing the 9 of hearts. Why? Because West is marked with a singleton queen of hearts, and East must have 4 hearts to the 10. So now we can comfortably take that marked finesse, and it wins the trick. Well, let's continue on. Let's take out the last 2 trumps and start to get some sort of picture of, and we can safely discard a club on this, of the layout of this hand. Well, East has got 4 hearts. We don't know quite enough about the diamond position as yet. And we're looking, therefore, that if East has the length in hearts, there's a good chance they may have the shortage in spades. The shortage in spades, to me, a wonderful holding would be if East had the king and another one, or the queen and another one. And the way we take advantage of that is by leading through the East spade holding. Deb's asked question, is that the same hand as playing your honor in the shortest hand? Not necessarily, Deb, because we could have hands where we've got king, jack, another opposite ace to 5. So the king, jack, another is the short hand, and the ace to 5 is the long hand. But it would still be good practice to take the ace first and keep the king, jack, that is the 10 ace, intact. And the reason we do that is what's referred to as cash, put my teeth in, cash cater for a possible singleton honor. That is, if we cash the ace first, it means that there's a possibility that the queen might drop, and it did in this instance. So it's not about playing for the high card from the short side. That's when you always have equal honors. So continue on. And now I'm going to cross over to Dummy's diamond, and I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to lead a low spade through the East hand. East plays low, and I'm going to finesse the 10. Well, that loses to an honor, which was expected. And West says, well, obviously now I'm going to have to switch to a club because it looks like the club suit is threatening. The spade suit is threatening. So I win the ace of clubs. What next? Any thoughts? Well, we had a bit of a brainwave that we were trying to play East for a doubleton honor. Well, already one of those honors is gone in spades. So if East does have that doubleton honor, doesn't that mean that it might drop if I cash the ace? Well, that's what happens. Perfect. So now the ace, 10, king, and queen are gone. And that means Dummy has the jack and the 8. So if I lead another spade at this point in time, if West follows low, I can take again another marked finesse of the 8. I mean, East wouldn't have dropped the king if they had the 10, would they? Therefore, we take the marked finesse, we cash our jack of spades, discarding our club, and then we have 12 tricks, everyone. So who would have thought that with 10 points opposite a 1 no trump opening, we might actually come out with 12 tricks? Well, we wouldn't have taken 12 tricks had West happened to find a club lead. But, you know, it's difficult to make opening leads, the right opening lead every time. So let's continue on. Now, this hand. We'll first of all have a look at the responder. If you've got a hand that's interested in game, at least opposite a 1 no trump opening, and you are dealt 3 cards in one major and 5 in the other major, then believe it or not, you shouldn't transfer to that major. You should actually use Stayman, because you'll be able to uncover whether your partnership holds a trump fit or not in either major if it's a 5-3 fit. So your first question of 2 clubs says, partner, do you have a 5-card major? Now, it doesn't promise 5-3 in the majors, but what I'm suggesting is if you have 5-3 in the majors and a good hand, a hand interested in game, then that's how you start. So you bid 2 clubs. Now, 2 diamonds from partner would be no 5-card major and a minimum. 2 hearts, 2 spades would be a 5-card major and a minimum. And 2 no trump becomes a maximum with no 5-card major. So that's what partner does. They did 2 no trump maximum, no 5-card major. Now, if partner ever bids 2 no trump in these options, then the rest of the bids by the responder follow exactly the same pattern as they would over a 1 no trump opening. So 3 clubs would be Stayman, 3 diamonds would be a transfer to hearts, 3 hearts a transfer to spades, etc. So that's what North does. North bids 3 diamonds. This is the difficult part of this lesson, everyone, that you can still play transfers at the next level. Partner then bids 4 hearts. Now, Susan asked before, wouldn't partner super accept? Well, in this instance, they did. Why? Because you can super accept only opposite a transfer. And that's what South has done. South has said, well, I've got 4 cards in hearts to go with your 5. And if you have a look at the South hand, it's a perfect hand. You've shown a maximum, 17. You've got 4 card support for partners, 5 cards in hearts, and you end up in 4 hearts. Well, the North hand may be tempted with 13 points, opposite 17 to go to game. But be careful when you've got 2 balanced hands opposite one another. If you don't have, at least 32 points, I think trying for slam is ambitious. Let's have a look at the play of the hand. We've landed in 4 hearts. West leads the king of clubs. This hand, 4 hearts, certainly doesn't look threatened. In fact, this hand could be easy. If diamonds break 3-3, we simply throw our second club on the long diamond. If they don't break 3-3, we may have one of these hands that we call an elimination hand. And you may have found I've given a few of those in our newsletter in the last week. And I also gave you one when we practiced our revision hands last week. So I'm never satisfied with just making the contract. If we play match points, shouldn't we be looking at getting over tricks? Question, don't you get a better score in no trumps in this hand? Actually, you wouldn't, I don't think, because in no trumps, I can see 5 heart tricks, 3 diamonds, that's 8. 1 club is 9, and 2 spades is 10. So I can only see 10 tricks in no trumps on a club lead, and I'm about to show you how you make 12. So 5 key cards plus the queen here, Deb's saying there's key cards everywhere. Well, you need more than key cards to make slam. Just bear that in mind. When you've got 2 balanced hands or known balanced hands opposite each other, take the safe route. So let's watch how we can take 12 tricks on this hand, everyone. Why did East play the jack? What does that say? Any thoughts? The jack of clubs. 11 tricks and no trumps? I can see 10. I can see 4 hearts, 2 spades is 6, 3 diamonds is 9, and the ace of clubs is 10. Diamonds would have to break 3-3 to get 11 tricks. And I think that it's possible to make 12 if everything is good for us here. Yes, so I asked the question, what did the jack of clubs show? And as James just correctly pointed out, it says, partner, I have the 10 of clubs. Yep, and that's what it's saying. So when partner leads top of a sequence, and you have a sequence opposite that, you should also tell partner that you've got that sequence. Now, it's either going to be the top of a sequence or a singleton jack. Why is that important, and what do we call that? We call that an alarm clock signal. Instead of just simply playing low encourage, if we put the honor on the table, partner's going to stand up and take notice. So it's a bit like an alarm clock. Now, we've won the ace of clubs, and I'm going to, I think, not high hate. Well, no. The high hate principle, and there's been a lot of good feedback from yesterday's lesson, which is great, whether people saw it live or on the video. And it cleared up a lot of interesting principles for people about following with a doubleton in a trump contract, that if you play low encourage, you follow low high with a doubleton, etc. When it comes to the principle of high hate, high is only relevant to spot cards, Joe. So we're talking about 10s down to 2s. When they play the jack, that's an honor. and honors always show some indication of other honors. So the jack here says the 10. Okay, we've won the ace of clubs. On this particular hand, what my plan is to do is to draw trumps and play out the diamonds. If the diamonds are 3-3, I discard the last club and we trump a club in dummy and we make 12 tricks. But if diamonds aren't 3-3, I'm going to plan to trump the fourth diamond in dummy, and then once the diamonds are eliminated, I'm then going to play a club, and both the diamonds and the clubs will be eliminated from dummy and declarer's hands, which means that the opponents, when they win the next club, will either have to play a spade, and notice I've got the ace, 10, and 5 opposite the king, 9, and 4. That means wherever the spade position is, if I can guess it, then I won't lose a spade trick. If they play a club or a diamond, or a club certainly, because that's what they have left, then I will get a roughened discard because I've got these 9-card trump fit. So let's follow that line of play. Let's draw out our trumps. 2 gone. There's 2 more to go. 1 more to go. Good. So trumps are gone. Now, what do? As I said, we eliminate our diamond suit. We play a low diamond to the king, queen of diamonds, a diamond to the ace. Now, if this breaks 3-3, that means my 13th diamond will be good enough to throw away the 8 of clubs. Well, ace discarded. So we win the ace of diamonds, and West is now going to beat my 7 of diamonds. Well, that's okay, because I'm going to trump this. And have a look at the end position, everyone. Ace, 10, 5 of spades here. King, 9, 4 of spades here. A trump in each hand and a club in each hand. So at this point in time, I can simply exit with the club. And now it doesn't matter which opponent wins. If they play another club, I can discard a spade in hand and trump with the jack of hearts in dummy. And that means I'd be left with the ace, king of spades and a trump. If they play a spade though, which is probably what they will do, yeah, now by playing low in my hand, West must play an honor to force out the ace. Once they do that, I will then play the honors to be split, and I will then play for East to hold the jack. So now when I lead a spade, East follows low, I will finesse, and they are the odds, and that wins, and that takes us to 12 tricks. Very interesting hand, actually. And you find more and more that these little tiny hands pop up where we can eliminate side suits and throw the opponents in. Okay, now a bit of a change of tack. Let's look at these 4th suit forcing hands, everybody. Well, 4th suit forcing hands, let's pop you back on the north hand here. 4th suit forcing works on the principle that only a new suit forces partner to bid again. Well, if that's the case, then it means that if you don't know, after 3 suits of bid, if you don't know where you're heading on a particular hand, the only way you can get partner to bid again or make them call again is to bid the unknown 4th suit. Now that 4th suit means that you don't necessarily have cards in that suit. Essentially what you're doing is you're saying to partner, we're going to game and I need more information from you, or I need to show you more information. So on this hand, South opens a spade. North bids 2 diamonds. South bids 2 hearts. Well, we've got 3 suits bid. 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't know where I want to go on this hand. I'm not sure whether partner's got 5 spades, 4 hearts, or more. They could have 6 spades. They could have 5 hearts. Yeah? And I'm not prepared with Queen, Jack, another club to be bidding 3 no trump. I only have 1 stopper. So what I'm going to do on this hand is bid 4th suit. And 4th suit forcing, and remember this is the clear, this must be very clear for us all. 4th suit forcing is game forcing. Everyone says we're going to game. Okay, so whatever bid partner makes, no one can stop short of game from here. Well, partner bid 3 hearts. So perfect. Now partner's got 5 cards and hearts. Well, that's good. We raise to 4 hearts. But Partner's not done. Opposite a game hand over there, partner can see a good chance of slam. They've got 16 points. They're playing for you to have at least, a good 12 or 13 at least. And you've got heart support. Well, I think from all I'm worried about now at this point in time is key cards. I'm missing 3. I've got 2 and I've got the queen. So let's find out how many key cards partner has. We bid 4 no trump. Partner says I've got 2 of those key cards. That is out of the 4 aces and the king of hearts. 2, but no queen of hearts. Well, of course, you've got it. So you think, okay, that's fine, I'm happy. We've got 4 key cards and the queen of trumps, so I'm going to slam. Now, West leads the 3 of clubs. How should we plan this play? Well, if we drew the trumps, we would have 5 heart tricks, 2 spade tricks is 7, 3 diamond tricks is 10, and if the diamonds broke 3-3, then we could get 2 extra diamond tricks for 12. I think that might be a little bit too much to rely on the diamond suit breaking. Any thoughts about how we should approach the play? Should we be trying to trump diamonds in our hand to set up a diamond? Well, if we do that, we're gaining 1 extra trick. Any other thoughts on how we could gain an extra 2 tricks? Could it involve the spade suit, perhaps? So without actually touching trumps, thank you, Jane. So without actually touching trumps here, how about we start roughing or trumping some spades in dummy? All we need with all these lovely luscious spade heart spots, ace, king, queen, jack down to the 9, is to be able to have the ace and king of spades stand up. So at trick 1, we play the queen of clubs and get to force out a top honor, or the ace is there. And now East continues with a club. Well, who's got the king? I reckon that's definitely West. So we trump in low. And now we set about our cross trump. We play the ace of spades and the king of spades, and we hope this doesn't get trumped. And now we're looking good. If we just gain 2 roughs in dummy with the king and jack of hearts, or we play a spade, West follows suit. Do you trump with the 5? Do you trump with the jack or the king? You can certainly afford the jack and the king, everyone. So you trump with the jack because you've got all the cards down to the 9. Good, because East would have over trumped. You now follow with a low diamond to the king. And then you continue on with a spade, trumping with the king of hearts. Now you play a trump back to your hand. Draw the outstanding trumps. And it's quite embarrassing here because once the trumps have gone, you've got 2 good diamonds, a good trump, and the spade's good. So you've got as the word surfeit. Anyway, you've got plenty of tricks. So that's how you get home in 6 hearts on that hand, everyone. And that's a good hand for fourth suit forcing because it was simply trying to uncover a second fit of a 5-3 fit. So whether it be opener's second suit or responder's suit. So let's look at this hand. Interesting hand. You've got enough to reverse. So what do we understand about reverses? It's when our 5-card suit is lower ranking and our 4-card suit is higher ranking. Sometimes we can show its value or its shape, sometimes we can't. Now in this instance, we can because we've got 16 plus points. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off with the diamond, and when partner bids a spade, surprise, surprise, can we bid 2 hearts? Well, it's a reverse. So that would promise 5 diamonds, 4 hearts, 16 plus high card points. Well, that's lucky, we've got it. So if we were minus the ace of clubs, for example, on this hand, if we had the queen and the 2 of clubs, that wouldn't be enough points to reverse. So on that hand, you would simply bid 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 diamonds. You would avoid bidding the heart suit. So we've got enough points to reverse, so let's reverse. We do that, and then partner comes up with 4th suit forcing, saying, tell me more about your hand, partner. So what more do we have, could we tell partner? Well, we could tell partner we've got a double club stopper by bidding 3 no trump, but I think the 6th diamond may be more important and we still have space to explore for 3-no trump after that. Well, we bid 3 diamonds, and partner continues on with 3 spades, promising a 6-card spade suit and enough for game. Well, that's easy. I don't care if partner's got 6 spades. 3-no trump certainly looks like the right contract. I've got a double stopper. And rather than try and scramble tricks in partner's spade suit, I think 3-no trump is the way to go. So we bid 3-no trump, and that finishes the auction. So that's another use of 4th suit forcing. It can be after the partner has reversed, and you simply have, as we see in dummy, North's only got 8 points, but 8 with a good 6-card suit was enough to use 4th suit forcing and force 2 game. Well, West led a club, which was the unbid suit, and let's play the first trick because we know what we're going to do on the first trick. We're going to win it. So we've got another club stopper. Well, the obvious place for tricks on this hand, Jane's worried, will partner think South has a doubleton spade? To bid 3-no trump? No, not at all. Why does partner need 6? Well, because partner would need a 6-card spade suit on this auction because South had plenty of opportunity to show 3-card support in spades, and they didn't do it. So that would be partner's first choice. If they had 3 spades, 4 hearts, and 5 diamonds, they would instantly have bid 3 spades over 3 clubs. So that's why the repeat of the suit showing 6 cards is the best way to go. Can I say something about that? Repeating suits and showing 6 cards is almost a lock, everybody. I can think of very few auctions where repeating a suit as the responder or even as the opener with 5 cards is the right thing to do. So if you keep it in your mind that a repeat of any suit promises 6 cards, you'll do quite well. So here we go. We've now won the ace of clubs. Well, the diamond suit looks the right way to go. You're missing the queen, the jack, and the 10 5 times. Let's try the ace of diamonds. Let's see where that leads us. That's interesting. West plays the 10. So now you're missing the queen and the jack. Should you play off the king? If it turns out the queen and the jack are sitting here in the east hand with another card, you're now going to lose 2 diamond tricks and go down in your contract. So what if we lead through east and we take a safety play in diamonds? If we lead get across to dummy and lead a diamond through east, if they have queen, jack, another, they will have to either split to force out the king, or they would have to, if they play low, you can insert the 9 as a safety play. And remember, you have to lose a trick in this suit anyhow, so let's guard against losing 2. Let's cross over to dummy's king of hearts. We can afford it. And now lead the 6 of diamonds. East plays low. Now I'm going to play the 9, and I don't care if it loses or not to the jack or the queen. I now have the rest of the diamond suit. If I play the 9 and it turns out that East has queen, jack, and another, I'm simply taking a safety play. Well, that's what we did. Turns out perfectly. Now I can clear the diamond suit, give them the queen, setting up my last 2 diamond winners. And when East plays a club, I can win, take my diamonds, and then take my ace of hearts. And then that's it, 9 tricks. Good result on this hand. 4 spades wouldn't have been so pretty. We would have lost 3 spade tricks. And then probably a club trick in the end as well, because we wouldn't have been able to do, in fact, yeah, we wouldn't have been able to trump a club in dummy without the opponents playing trumps at some stage. So 3-no trump was a good contract and also a good result to safety play the suit. Okay, let's have a look at this hand. This hand, you've got 16 points. I hope nobody would open this hand 1-no trump. Opening 1-no trump on this hand, to me, is a no-no. It's a 5-4-2-2. It has 16 points, but with 2 small hearts and jack 1 spade, it certainly doesn't fit the bill as a one no trump opening. So I'm going to open one diamond. Partner responds one spade, and I bid two clubs. Well, partner doesn't use fourth suit forcing here. Partner bids an old suit. They bid diamonds. Now, they didn't bid two diamonds. They jumped to three. So what is North showing when they jump to three diamonds here? Any input? So they didn't bid two diamonds. Two diamonds would have been 6 to 9. They bid an old suit. So old suits are non-forcing. So North doesn't have enough points for game, but also doesn't have a minimum hand. North's three diamond bid is probably around about 10 or 11, 10 to 12 points with diamond support. Exactly. So they've got a game invite only. Well, South is keen on game with 16 points opposite 10 to 12 or 10 or 11. And they want to go to game, but 3 no trump looks like the obvious game rather than 5 of a minor. These major suits look a bit problematic. But to bid no trumps, partner would need to stop the heart suit. So there's been 3 suits bid, and South can now use the 4th suit. And the 4th suit says, tell me more, partner. Well, this will be pretty obvious what South is after on this hand. South must be after a heart stopper for game, because we bid the other suits. Well, North's got that heart stopper. So North's bid would now be 3 no trump, saying, I have a heart stopper, let's try that. Well, we do, and 3 no trump becomes the final contract. So let's have a look at the opening lead here. Well, the opening lead's a 4 of hearts. Things look pretty hunky-dory. We won't spend a lot of time on this play because I think it's pretty easy. Once we win the first trick, we can now take a pile of diamonds. Nothing to set up on this hand. There's no tricks to lose because the tricks are all there. The key on this hand was the auction. Now we're going to try to see if clubs break. 3-3. And it's an important thing. Oh, it doesn't look like they do. It's an important thing when you run a suit to watch the opponent's discards, because quite often the opponents throw away the wrong thing. It can set up a long trick in a side suit. Well, they didn't throw away a club, so now I'm just going to cash my ace of spades, and then the opponents can take the rest of the tricks. 10 tricks, good result. Could we have been kept to less than 10 tricks? Well, if East had led a spade, I think we might have only made 9 tricks, but with ace to 5 hearts, I would have led a heart most definitely. Okay, lucky last, everyone. This is a hand that I played the other day, that I messed up the other day, and I'm here to repent for my sins of messing up on this hand. And I was laughing with Ron Klinger the other day about how so much of my material on the poor things I do at the table are coming into my lessons, and I'm not only teaching you, I'm teaching me as well. So here we go. This is our hand. Partner opened a heart, and I bid 1 spade. My partner now bid 2 diamonds on this hand. Yes, everyone, I will send you notes on these hands. There'll be notes at the, and a video by lunchtime today. So there'll be a copy of the hands. There'll be the video, and there will be the notes on 5-card Stayman. I don't think anyone needs the notes for 4th suit forcing, although I can easily just attach those as well. So you'll expect those today. So this was my hand, and I have an interesting hand to bid because I need to be able to show, I want to be in 4 spades, but I want to show a strong 4 spade bid rather than just a standard 4 spade bid. So Cheryl's asking a question. Do you understand? You were saying we should rather. I think that if you have time to sit down with your partner and learn 5-card Stayman, I think you will really enjoy it. I think it's a wonderful system to play. So, so I will attach the notes. Yes, I will. Thanks, Fiona. I will attach the notes on 4th suit forcing as well. Here we go. 1 heart, 1 spade from you, 2 diamonds from partner. Well, if I bid 4 spades here, and I'm definitely going to play in a spade contract, then I think that that type of bid doesn't do justice to my hand, because I'm too good for a game contract. I can feel that there's a sense of being able to make slam if my partner's got a good hand over there. So how do I show that particular type of jump to game? I haven't got down to the final bid, but I'll get there. So I bid a spade, partner bids 2 diamonds. So let's just go through the 4 suits. 1 heart, 1 spade from you, 2 diamonds from partner, 3 clubs from you, 4th suit forcing. So my aim here is to show a very good 4 spade bid. When my partner bids 3 no trump, I now bid 4 spades. Now that's a better hand than the auction going 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 4 spades. So this is probably a whole ace better, which is exactly what I've got here. Well, my partner now has a hand like this, where they know that I've got a very good spade suit with a better than, just a better than minimum 10 or 11, 12 points. Partner's got a lot of top tricks here. In fact, they've got 16 high card points, and they're not worried about the spade suit because they know my spades are good. They bid 4 no trump. I show them 0 or 3 key cards. Well, I've shown a good hand, so I must have 3 key cards. That means that we've got 5 key cards. They then say, well, look, if you've got the spade queen, perhaps we might make a grand slam. So they bid 5 diamonds looking for the queen, and I say, sorry, not tonight. And partner signs off in 6 spades. Okay, let's have a look at the play. The opponents lead the 3 of diamonds. Well, what a wonderful contract. We're probably only going to lose to the queen of spades. Other than that, it looks like the hand is sewn up. But we've got to be a little bit careful not to lose 2 trump tricks. So I think I'm going to keep the queen of diamonds in hand as a possible entry. And I'm going to immediately play off top spades. 2 spades have gone, 3 to go. Okay, so West has the queen and the 9 left. So I still have to drive out the queen, get back in my hand, and have the 10 scoop up the 9. So I now drive out the queen of spades. West continues with a heart. And now I have to get off dummy and make sure that I don't promote the opponent's 9 of spades. So I have to make sure I get across to my hand in either clubs, diamonds, or by trumping a heart. Well, both the heart suit and the diamond suit has had 1 round, but the club suit hasn't been touched. If that's the case, I'm therefore going to play a club to my ace because that looks like the safest option. And now I draw out the trump and I claim the tricks. In fact, you'll notice here that if I'd played a diamond from dummy and trumped in, I would have been over trumped. Very interesting hand in the respect of that being safe at the table.